2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those vegan guys. I thank you.
Hello, it's me on day 4 of my diet. How exciting. I've got myself a cup of coffee, of course. Do I need to say it again? I will. With a sweetener. And yeah, let's have a chat about yesterday's shenanigans, shall we? So you know what I had for my lunch? I told you that. It was the slimfast shake. And then for our evening meal, have you ever had the chicken style chunks from Tesco? So what I did was I had a bit of, I had half cauliflower, half a broccoli, half a red pepper in the fridge. And I'm always one of them, I'm like, right, how can I use these things up? So again, my wok, a little bit of oil, sliced the cauliflower and broccoli really thin, sliced the peppers into goujons, I suppose, sticks, you know, lightly fried all that up, added the chicken and then a packet of Szechuan tomato stir fry sauce, Sainsbury's own brand, clearly marked vegan, 65p or 45p, and a bag of, you get these bags of ribbon noodles, again from Sainsbury's, and in each bag there are like 2 bags, 2 portions I suppose, but just one of those into the mix, and me and Jason had a big bowl each, and it was absolutely lovely. And then because I'd done so well, because like I said, I am not brutalising myself. I am very aware that this is going to be a gradual process, and I'm doing it my way because I've done this twice before. So I know what I'm doing. I appreciate everyone's advice, but everyone does kind of, oh, well, if you're doing that, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you, you know? And they don't kind of, it feels like they don't acknowledge that, or they've not really listened to what you've said. They haven't heard you say, I've been here before, I know what I'm doing, I've allowed this to happen by doing the wrong things, and now I'm very gradually going to start to do the right things again to get back on track. If they genuinely heard that, they wouldn't be saying, why don't you try it this way? Why don't you do this? Why, you know, so that bothers me a little because everyone always knows best. And I'm not professing to know anything for anybody other than myself. I know how this works for me because I've done it twice before. And if you've watched video 1, 2 and 3, you'll be fully aware that I have opened myself up to my faults, owned them, acknowledged them, and said I'm going to change them. So, all of that is just so I can say, because I'm not being brutal with myself. We had this quite small wholemeal seeded loaf. Slices are about that big, maybe. And I said to Jason last night, you know what, because I've had no bread for a couple of days, I really fancy a slice of toast with jam. And so I had a slice of toast for jam with supper, and it was lovely. And then today I did my shake again, but I thought I should show people what it goes like when you put frozen fruit in it. So I did, and here it is. 250ml of water's already in there. A bit less on the next one because that was a bit supposed to do 4 level spoons of it. Oh, it is very powdery. Well, of course it is. It's powdery, you great big daft egg. So This is the fruit that Jason got me from Sainsbury's that I used in this yesterday. So, you know, basically, I just kind of did that. And a few more actual berries, red currants and things. And maybe another strawberry. Because you know what? I'm worth it. And then I'll show you this when I've whisked it up. So at the very last minute, I remembered and I added about a tablespoon of this. See that? And here is my slimfast shake, ready for consumption. I just want to show you. It's a bit like melted ice cream. And it's a bit like melted ice cream mainly because of the frozen fruit that I've added in there. Oh, just like the spoon. It's gorgeous. Ta-da! Slimfast. I'm not sponsored by these people. Reasonably interesting, maybe. So yeah, I mean, it goes lovely with the frozen fruit in there, and the linseeds though will increase the fat content because they have the fats that contain the omega-3 and 6 in them. So I need to get some ground linseed or flaxseed, because even though I put it into my smoothie today, into my shake, there were still quite a few seeds that had been untouched by the blending process, which I just kind of chobbled betwixt my teeth. And I'm probably going to have a cheat day on Sunday as well this week, because on Sunday I have, there's me and Jason here, of course, and Stuart, Saoirse and Andrew are coming around for something to eat and to talk about the possibility of Pink Triangle Theatre bringing back Show 1 or an adapted version or a new version. This is what I'm going to talk about for schools and colleges, because there's this whole thing at the moment about you know, teaching about gay relationships in schools, and if you haven't watched our homophobia videos that we've done where we've talked about these things, like the Birmingham to Brunei one, very interesting. If you haven't seen it, me and Jason had a lovely chat in the kitchen. Know that in primary schools they don't teach about gay sex. That's not what this is about. It's about teaching about different kinds of families, that Johnny might have 2 daddies and Susie might have 2 mummies, and that's just fine. You know, it's very basic stuff. It's about tolerance and acceptance. It's quite lovely. What we do, however, with Pink Triangle Theatre, have any of you seen that, by the way? Have any of you watched Show 1? It was, we've got it on our channel. It's in the LGBTQIA playlist and also the 2019 playlist. Wouldn't be long after the Birmingham to Brunei. Anyway, sidetracking, he goes off on a tangent. So yes, tonight we're having Samyang 2 times spicy noodles, because we've still got 2 packets in the cupboard, and I just said to Jay before, do you fancy a packet of them for your tea tonight? Because we did them on the nuclear noodle challenge, but of course we didn't have our usual glass of water and glass of wine that we would have with an evening meal, because it was a challenge. You know, you're supposed to eat the noodles within 5 minutes with no liquid support. And I love it, although I would have loved a glass of wine and water with them, I actually really enjoyed those noodles. But bugger, they're hot though. Ooh, they are hot. Really hot they are. But we're going to have them tonight for our dinner. I feel like my mouth's not working properly today. I don't know why. It's never had any problems before. One other thing I wanted to tell you, because that's something else I'm kind of thinking about now, is, right, what about if I want a really, really sweet treat? Now, I've made nice cream before, and it was beautiful. We had it at one of our family dinners a good few months ago. You know, we have a family dinner once a month here. And if you don't know about nice cream, what it basically is frozen bananas mixed with whatever you want. It could be cocoa powder, it could be cocoa powder and frozen fruit to make a kind of chocolate. Anyway, you whack it all into your food processor. Your frozen bananas, let's say if it was 2 of you, maybe 3 whole frozen bananas, a bit of cocoa powder, some frozen fruit maybe, or if you just want chocolate ice cream, leave out the frozen fruit. Whip it up in your food processor. I always end up adding a little bit of coconut milk, just a little bit, just to get that real soft whip feel. And you've got ice cream, really healthy ice cream, because it's basically pure fruit and cocoa powder, and it's delicious and indulgent. Am I still in focus? Frozen banana. Isn't it funny that they still smell really banana-y even when they're frozen? Is that funny? Do things normally smell of what they are when they're frozen? They don't, do they? Bananas are a very pungent smell though, aren't they? Sorry, let's make sure I'm still in focus. There we go. So yeah, this week has gone well, is going well, and I'm very pleased with the progress. I'm getting a bit tangent. I'm getting a bit what's the word? Not bored with, because I'm not bored with. I'm feeling a bit negative about Facebook these days. It seems to be becoming, and especially in some of the vegan groups, you know, you've got these vegan groups with thousands of members, and you would think that they would be really supportive of other vegans like ourselves trying to kind of build a YouTube channel. Honestly, it's like tumbleweed when you post, but then somebody posts, oh look, I've discovered if you shove this in peanut butter it's fit, and it's 500 comments, and it's like, we're not really united, are we? Not really. We're kind of as easily distracted and easily pleased as, you know, sitting down to watch a box set or whatever. It's like, pay attention world, would you? Oh, and do you know what else really annoys me? As it's Mental Health Awareness Week, can I just talk about this for a second? There is a copy and paste status that goes around Facebook all the time. Hashtag suicide awareness. You know, I'm sharing this status just to prove that somebody is always listening. Please share this status. If you care, you will, kind of thing. I know who will. It's one of those really condescending statuses. And here's the rub. Not like it was going, it's gone around twice now. It's going around at the moment, and it was going around not long after the aura. And I'll pop a video up here. You see that grey eye box at the top of the screen there? If you're watching this on YouTube, it will be there. those are, if you click on that, some cards will come up down the side of the screen. So I'm going to point you to the video about the aura, just in case you don't know about that, and I'm going to point you to this video from Tofu Tommy that he's posted today on his channel. I would really like you to go and have a look at that video. It's very raw and powerful and outlines in brief but important detail what Tofu Tommy's life's been like for the last few years and how far he's come and what an incredible journey he's been on. And yeah, it's great stuff. Watched it this morning. Love you, Tomster. What was I saying before that? See, I went off on a tangent, right? Oh yeah, so there's these videos here. And the two times that this suicide awareness thing has been kind of going around Facebook have been, the first time was just after the aura, and although people were very, very kind of sympathetic, empathetic after that, and you know, very few people reached out. Very few people reached out and said, would you like to come out for a coffee, Paul? Can I come round for a coffee and see you? You know, very few. But that was doing the rounds, and I just thought, isn't this ironic that this status is doing the rounds? There's always someone to talk to, but no one was actually looking for the people that needed someone to talk to and reaching out to them. So you know, Facebook seems to be becoming a really shallow place these days, and it had such potential. Humanity, hello. We had such potential, and look what we're doing to the planet. So yeah, I just wanted to raise that. If you're going to share a status saying, you know, someone's always listening, make sure you are. It's pretty simple, really, isn't it? So yeah, Sunday's going to be a cheat day because the crew are coming round. That's going to be great. I say a cheat day, Sunday's going to be a relaxed day, not a cheat day. Cheat gives it a negative connotation, and it's not a negative connotation really, is it? It's going to be a more relaxed day, whereas the other 6 days of the week will have been quite watchful, you know, not maniacally so, but just a little bit watchful, just watching what I eat there. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have that. So I shall be back tomorrow with more, and I think now that Jason and I are feeling much better chest-wise, thank you NHS, please stay as you are. Better, you know, as in like, stay as you are with the funding you need and the staff. Now that we're better, I think we're going to probably start going back to the gym next week, and I will probably take the camera and vlog some of it. Do you know why? Because it would be rude not to, really, wouldn't it? Right, I will bring this one to a close. Hope you're all doing well. Let us know down there how well you're doing. And I mentioned our page, community page. I don't actually have a community page yet. You've got to get to a certain number of subscribers. So I don't know how I started that first TVG chat and how other people saw it, but I did. I shall endeavour to perhaps do a new one soon, maybe. But yeah, leave us a comment down there. Please share this video with your family and friends, should you think they might be interested. Just very briefly tell you about some upcoming videos. We're going to do our top 10 items from each of the stores. So we're probably going to do Sainsbury's, Tesco, Asda, and possibly Aldi, although we don't shop there much, so I'd have to do a bit of research on what might be my top 10 buys from there. But I already have a top 10 buys from Tesco, Sainsbury and Asda. So we're going to do that because it might just be a bit of fun. And you've got my stovetop sausage casserole recipe to look forward to. And of course tomorrow's vlog about my diet. That's about it. So I shall get on with my evening, get this edited and uploaded. Thank you so much for watching. Please be excellent to yourself. Please be excellent to each other. And I'll see you real soon. Bye, loves.